Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to go on a little adventure to discover the secret superpowers of, well, the most important words in any sentence verbs. You're going to see that once you get the hang of them, they are absolutely everywhere. Okay, to get started, how about a little game? Just picture a horse in your mind, a big, strong horse. Now, what are all the things that a horse can do? Okay, look at all of these. A horse can walk, it can jump, gallop, sleep, it can even dance and neigh. Every single one of these words is an action word. They tell us what the horse is doing. And that right there, that's the very first superpower of a verb, showing action. So, to put it simply, a verb is the word that shows us what's happening. We just saw a bunch of action verbs, right? Like run or jump. But, verbs have other cool superpowers too. They can show a state of being, which is just a fancy way of saying what something is. So if I say, Maria is a student, the verb isn't really an action. It just tells us who Maria is. And verbs can also show possession, what someone has. In the sentence, Mohit has a new bag, the verb has shows the bag belongs to Mohit. So just remember those three things: action, being, or possession. That's the main job of a verb. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Verbs don't always work by themselves. You can think of them like a cricket team. On any team, you've got your star players, the ones who score all the runs, but you also have other players who support them. Well, verbs work exactly like that. So first up, you have your main verbs. These are the captains of the sentence team. Words like run, dance, eat, they're strong enough to make sense all on their own. But then you have the auxiliary verbs, or as I like to call them, the helping verbs. Words like is, am, or have. They're the helpers. They support the main verb and give us a much clearer picture, usually telling us when something is happening. And here are some of the most common helpers you're going to see all the time. You've got the be verbs, the have verbs, and some really special helpers called modals, like can, will, or should. They just team up with the main verb. For instance, in Samantha is working, working is our captain, and is the super helpful helper. Okay, now for a really cool part. Some verbs are kind of like a doubles team in badminton. They're super powerful, but they always need a partner to play the game right. They just can't play by themselves. So for example, what if I just said, the cricketer hit? It just feels unfinished, doesn't it? Like the story just stopped right in the middle. You can tell something is missing. Exactly. The first thing your brain does is ask, hit what or hit whom? The action of hitting has to have something or someone to receive it. It needs that partner. There we go. That's so much better. The cricketer hit the ball. The word ball totally completes the thought. The ball is the verb's partner. And in grammar, we have a special name for this partner, the object. And so, here is the official name for this kind of verb. A verb like hit is called a transitive verb. And here's a neat little trick to remember it. Transitive sounds a lot like transfer. The verb needs to transfer its action over to its partner, the object. But of course, not all verbs need a partner. Some are totally happy to be solo stars. They can perform all by themselves, and you know what? The show is still complete. Just take this sentence. Birds fly. It's short, sure, but it's a complete idea. It makes perfect sense. The verb fly doesn't need a partner to pass its action to. We get it, all on its own. And it's the exact same thing here. The baby cried. We understand the whole picture. We don't have to ask, cried what? The verb cried is a total solo star. It can stand all by itself. So these independent solo star verbs are called intransitive verbs. They don't need to transfer their action to anything or anyone. They're complete just as they are. All right, that was a lot, I know. So let's do a super quick recap of all the verb superpowers we've uncovered. We've talked about action words, verb teams, and verbs that need partners. Let's just put it all together real quick. This little checklist right here is your new secret weapon. Seriously. Whenever you're reading a sentence and you're not sure, you can just run through these 4 steps to figure out exactly what the verb is up to. If you remember this, you'll be a master at understanding sentences in no time. And here is the golden rule you should always, always remember. Every single complete sentence needs 2 things: a verb and something called a subject. The subject is just who or what is doing the action. So in "the cricketer hit the ball," the cricketer is our subject. The verb is the engine of the sentence, but it needs a driver, and that driver is the subject. So now that you know all the secret superpowers of verbs, take a second and think about your day. Did you run? Did you study? Did you laugh? Or maybe you felt happy? Using these strong, specific verbs makes your own stories way more exciting. So go on, find all the amazing verbs in your world.